Welcome back, everyone. This is Staring from Mysterian Gaming. Today we're running the Temple of the Jade Serpent. This was the beginner dungeons that you can get into in the Misfit Area expansion. We're gonna get right into it, and we have the quests up here actually. Let's
tell me of your travels.
grab them. Restoring Jade Purity. You need to basically fight the first 3 bosses.
I hope to see you again soon.
What do you need?
In this one, you have to kill the Shah Doubt.
Until next time.
I do not have a target.
Now, just a heads up, for this fight, you don't want to get into this water. It will damage you. But here's our first boss, Wise Mari. He has 2 stages here. First stage is he has a shield where you cannot hurt him at all. During the time, corrupting waters will churn, inflicting shadow damage to whoever stands in the water, and it's every third of a second, so it can destroy you pretty fast. The water bubble makes him immune. His Hydro Lance directs corrupted waters from a fountain to inflict and hurt players. Now, Call Water, you'll have to destroy 4 of these corrupting living waters in order to bring down his shield. And of course, when you destroy the water elemental, it'll go into small little puddles that you'll have to destroy. Now, when you destroy all 4 elementals, phase 2 will start. Bubble Burst. Basically, if you're nearby, when his bubble goes boop, you'll get launched back. And Wash Away, basically, he will do a rotating. He will basically just start spewing out a water. It's more or less like a hydro pump, best way to put it, and he'll just slowly rotate. So the center ring is, you just want to keep patrolling on that center ring while dealing damage to him until he goes down.
You dare to disturb these waters? Come, the waters fight. Rise!
And see, this will be the first of the elements. And here's the corrupted waters.
Spring to life! Living water, bring them death.
I need to target something first.
Let death wash over.
Now 1 more to go.
Too far away.
Behold the power of torrential waters. The darkness clears. I peer into these waters, and my reflection is empty waters. Claim me.
Now, I see you get this purified water. Now, if you could get to the final boss to take him down, I believe that's an achievement if you still have this debuff. Or, well, technically, yeah, it's called a buff debuff, whatever you want to put it. So basically, it would end up being a speed run to get to them. We're going to start here. Our next boss is not really a boss himself, but he's part of the event. Is Lore Walker Stone Step. Now there's
You there! In the rafters! My sacred library has become possessed by the Shah!
You either will get the Champion of the Five Suns or the Trial of the Yungol. Trial of Yungol is basically two bosses that you'll need to switch off to each other before they get a full stack of intensity. Because at 10 stacks, they become immune to damage for 15 seconds. So basically, if you're not you need to attack whatever the ad there is assisting you to attack. And when he switches, you switch with him. Because you need them to lose stacks of their intensity so they don't go immune and cause you damage. Now they can inflict shadow damage to random players. Now the Champion of the Five Suns has two phases in it. First, you'll have to destroy 5 suns, which will spawn Haunting Shahs after you destroy them. And once all 5 are done, Stage 2 will start, where you have to take out Zal Sunseeker while dealing with his Hellfire arrows, which does fire damage to random players. Look at that fish.
See how they pour from every letter of these sacred scrolls, corrupting them, defiling them. I beseech you, kind strangers, cleanse this place of their foul presence. Lay our stories to rest.
Now to actually initiate...
You must destroy the source of the corruption. Quickly, before our cherished history is erased forever.
Now to initiate it, you actually have to destroy the corrupt scroll. And we've got this boss.
Ah, it is not yet over. From what I see, we face the trial of the Yungol. Let me shed some light. As the tale goes, the Yungol was traveling across the Kunlai Plains when suddenly he was ambushed by 2 strange creatures. For the ancients! For you see, strife feeds on conflict. When you have peace in your heart, strife will find somewhere else to roam. You have my thanks, heroes. You have given peace to this sacred temple. Now, off with you. I require meditation before I begin the restoration ritual.
Now, if you're an herbalist, there are a few herb nodes in here that you can grab. And we're gonna go grab them real fast. Now, this next boss fight will be initiated once you take down all 3 groups here. Before we take that group, is Lou Flameheart. She has 2 phases in her. 3 if you want to count when she strikes, when her damage gets a bit buffer. Gets tougher. But her first phase, I guess you would call the Serpent Dance. Serpent Strike will attack her main target, inflicting fire damage and a dot of fire damage over time. Serpent Kick immediately follows Serpent Strike, where she'll perform this and deal damage to all players within distance. Serpent Wave is basically she sends out waves of fire, which are easily avoidable. Now phase 2 is when she goes at 70% to the Jade Serpent Dance. Now her abilities get a small buff to them, which now is a Jade Serpent Strike, which she'll inflict fire damage as usual, but it will also have the debuff absorbs up to a certain amount of healing on the target. The Jade Serpent kick will also follow up against the Serpent strike here, which will inflict damage to everyone nearby. Now the Jade Serpent wave, she'll send out waves of fire again, but this time leaves behind a trail of fire. When she hits 30%, the Jade Serpent will come out, which you will have to DPS Yulon to 0% in order to win the fight. And during that time, Jade Fire will be launched from them. It's a ball of flame at a random player, which will leave behind a fire patch that you do not want to stand in.
Your forces are weak. The heart of the
haze has been lifted from my eyes. Forgive me for doubting you.
Now the final boss here is the Shadow of Doubt. His ability known as Wither will target 2 random players inflicting shadow damage. And then Touch of Nothingness will cause doubt into players, periodically inflicting damage to nearby players. Basically, if you have this debuff, try not to be near your team. And then, part of the fight, he will turn into the center, become immune, and then fragments of yourself come out, which you'll need to destroy in order to win and get him out of that phase. There's also the other fragments that will come out that will explode as well, and healing him for 10% of his damage, so you want to get them away so they don't heal him.
You cannot escape me. I am in every breath.
Now also a little tidbit here is this right here, the Lin family scroll. It's a cooking quest that requires you to come here and get this and fight a mini boss in order to get some advanced cooking recipes back here in Miss Pandaria. But that was the Temple of the Jade Serpent. This has been Asterion from Asterion Gaming, asking you to please like and subscribe to this channel. To also go over and head out, check out my Twitch channel. We try to stream daily, except for Mondays and Tuesdays. Those are the days I take off. We aim for 5 o'clock at night, Eastern Standard Time. But until then, guys, I will see you next time.